Welcome everyone, I'm Dr. Susan Brown with Alkaline for Life. Today I want to speak to you a bit more about quercetin. Quercetin is that amazing flavonoid, that compound that gives color to plants, that protects the plants from radiation, from molds, from viruses. It's a very protective nutrient that we get when we consume the plants. And I want to tell you that the answer is yes. And the reasons have to do with the qualities of quercetin. It's supreme antioxidant quality, where it is an electron donor. It can quench free radicals, keep tissue from being damaged. Its anti-inflammatory effects. The quercetin is one of the best natural anti-inflammatories, and it is actually the best natural antihistamine. Much of the allergic reaction comes from a histamine reaction, and quercetin is an excellent histamine modulator. It really reduces the expression of histamine and the development of histamine in the body. Quercetin is also an extremely important repair agent that helps the tissues repair. We consume a product, we eat it, but it's not extremely well digested. Maybe there's weak digestion, or maybe the gut is just leaky, but in the long run what happens is those poorly digested proteins leak through the gut and get into the bloodstream. Now once that particle is floating around the bloodstream, the white blood cells, your immune system, sees that as a foreign invader. If the immune system is rested, it can soak that particle up gently like a sponge. If the immune system is nervous and jittery, or just too much material is leaking from the gut into the blood, then you find that you get a hypersensitive reaction. The white blood cells say, wow, there's danger coming. This particle is hazardous, we must destroy it. We must destroy it either immediately, and that's usually called an IgE reaction. That IgE antibodies happen really quickly. Like you eat something and right away you sneeze, or right away you get a rash, or right away you get a headache. Other times when the immune system says, this is a very dangerous substance that's floating around the blood, but I need to bring out a lot of helpers. So the white blood cells goes back and produces many clones that all remember that little particle of wheat or corn or soy is a foreign invader. All these babies come out and they attack that particle. This is a delayed reaction. It can take up to 4 days. Quercetin can help both with the immediate reactions and the delayed reactions, and largely because of its antioxidant capacity, but also because it helps reduce the development of histamines, and it is able to reduce the inflammatory cytokines that the immune system produces to go up and gobble up that little particle, like interleukin 4, interleukin 6, and interleukin 8. And it also helps with the development of those IgE antibodies we spoke about. One thing that is important to remember about food allergies is that we'd like to get to the cause of the problem. And the cause of the problem is that we're consuming foods that we don't digest well. Number one, that's part of it. So we want to avoid those foods. But sometimes we can't help it. We get exposed to something. We get exposed to gluten that we might be reactive to just because we incidentally ate something that had gluten in it. Avoid the food. The second thing is we must have strong digestion. If we digested the food well, there wouldn't be large particles to pass through the blood. The third component is you must have a strong intestinal barrier. It's interesting that the intestinal barrier is just like one cell thick that protects you. And so if that gets damaged because of antibiotics, other drugs or medications, not having enough repair nutrients, candida, many things can develop or encourage the development of a leaky gut, which allows stuff from the gut to get into the blood, which we really don't want to see happen. Quercetin can help with the symptoms of these allergy issues, be they inhalants or foods. But remember, we always want to try to get to the cause of the problem and correct that cause. Build digestion, avoid the foods you're sensitive to.